Welcome to Climb a Mountain, an Indy author's journey podcast diary. Follow Riley each week as he charts the progress of his Indy author business. What are his plans? What will he try next? How are his book sales going? What can you learn from his experience? This is the Climb a Mountain podcast diary, and here is your host, Riley Morrison.
Greetings everyone. As you might have noticed if you're watching the video version of this, that I'm not on screen. I'm actually feeling pretty sick at the moment. I've got a stomach bug or something. I don't even know what it is, but yeah, it's definitely been a rough few days with it. My wife was sick before me with a really bad cold, though I don't have the cold. It's something completely different, though I somewhat feel like I'm getting the cold. So anyway, that's why I'm not on screen. I feel a bit queasy in the stomach, so yeah, not great. And I haven't been sleeping well either, for that matter. So I've had a fairly productive week, not as productive as I'd wanted because of all the sickness going around. Writing-wise, I probably was a bit under what I'd hoped to have been for Visaria Book 3. I'm about 22,000 words I've written since restarting the book a bit over 2 weeks ago now. So, that's not too bad really when you think it's probably a bit over 10,000 per week. I think I wrote a bit less this week than I did the week before, but I went back and did something to Raid Slayer, and I had a bunch of other stuff going on as well, obviously, being sick and everything. But still, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm almost at the end of Act 2, like I wanted to be into Act 3. But yeah, the Act 2 has ended up being a lot bigger than I thought, and it's going to end on a big epic note too. I suppose there's a few big epic notes to go yet, so I don't know how I'm going to work it all out anyway. As being not someone who plots out my book, a lot of stuff's happened in the book that I never even foresaw when I started writing it, so it's been a big discovery process for me as well. But still, it's been a lot of fun, really. And actually, of that 22,000 or so words that I've written, it's all edited to near final draft. The entire book so far, all 61,000 words, something like that, has been edited to near final draft. So once it's all done, and I hope it's not going to be much more than 70,000 words long, it's going to be a pretty quick process to get it all to final edit, basically. Because I've gone back and fixed a lot of stuff and changed stuff that I needed to change because I've thought of new things or new ways to do things or whatever. So yeah, it should be all pretty quick once it's all finished, thank God. Because yeah, I'd hate to have to edit the entire book. Because now my process is I write a chapter or two and then edit it and get it as close to final draft as possible. And I mean, if worse comes to worse, I come back and add stuff to it or remove stuff or whatever. I just find that's the easiest way to do things. I don't have much problem jumping between creative voice back to editing critical voice sort of things. So I can make that transition very quickly, but I know a lot of authors struggle with that type of stuff. I'm just glad I'm not really one of them. I still need to research the launch of Raid Slayer. I had planned to do that, or at least start doing it this week, but being sick and all the other stuff's really put me behind in a few things, sort of thing. So, as you can probably imagine. So yeah, I've still got to do all that type of stuff. But I did give Raid Slayer to my beta reader who reads a lot of lit RPG, and he's read Harem and stuff. And he said it was a good book. Better than most of those type of books, so I suppose that's a good sign. And yeah, he's not overly fond of harem stuff because he has read it, and I mean, I will say that some of them are, I don't know, definitely like the dominant male, more submissive women and all this type of stuff. I don't know how widespread that is, but definitely the ones I've read or are reading are a bit in that category, I suppose. Actually, not all of them. John Strivent, I don't know how to say his name, his books seem pretty good. the women seem powerful in their own right, sort of thing. So, but yeah, my book's definitely not like all the women in my book are strong women too. And they all have unique characters, and they're a much more loving relationship than perhaps some harem is. And yeah, they've just got definitely their own personalities, and they're not really, I can't even think of the word, they're never treated badly. And I did turn the tables on the men and made the men be treated badly in one chapter, just for sort of comedic effect, but also saying, like, having a say about it, that, you know, like, female characters often wear bikini chainmail armor type thing, but it was now the male guy's turn, and the women are fully dressed, like, with heavy cloaks on and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I made a lot of sort of social commentary within the book, and poking fun at games and stuff like that. So he said there was definitely some funny places in the book, which is nice, because it's hard to know when you're writing comedy, or comedy like jokes and stuff. The whole book's not comedy. If you're being funny or not, or if your jokes are going to come off, sort of thing. So it's nice to know they did, because yeah, he said there were some laugh out loud parts of the book, which is nice. I'm also intending to get Vellum sometime soon and learn how to use the Mac in the cloud thing on PC and everything, because I want to actually make a paperback of Raid Slayer too. Once I know how many pages it is, I'll get a back cover and spine made for it. But yeah, I do want to get Vellum and get that part out of the way, because I still intend to have Raid Slayer up. Well, I suppose it's only like 4 or 5 days away now, up on pre-order. So I really, really need to get on top of that. I just really wish I didn't get behind because of stupid sickness and everything. So yeah, I want to get up Raid Slayer up on pre-order. I need to do the category research still. I will look over my Visara Online categories, because I do have all of them and keywords and stuff. But I'll do another lot of category and keyword research using KDP Rocket and all that, because I want Raid Slayer to do a lot better than Visara Online if I can. I'm getting excited about launching Raid Slayer and then Visara Online Book 3, but it is going to be a lot of work getting 2 books out, probably within a couple of weeks of each other in 2 different series, but at least they're both lit RPG, and I really hope they can help each other. I also want to get Raid Slayer up on Royal Road, which is a good site to get readers for free, but I mean, they're not going to pay you to read your book. I'll probably put the entirety of Raid Slayer up across, say, a week period. I'll add like 5 chapters a day or something like that, and have a link to the Amazon page once it's up on pre-order. So hopefully some of them at least go to pre-order the book. I'm also still going to offer Visara Online Book 1 for free at the back of Raid Slayer if you join up to my mailing list. I need to put Visara Online up on BookFunnel to get that set up too, and maybe even add... Actually, I don't even know if I'm going to add that onto my website or not. Join my mailing list and get this. I've got a landing page already for the Lit RPG. I'll just change that to fit Visara Online to get it for free, I guess. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with my website, like if it's worth it. I have it already set up, the website. If you join my mailing list on the website, it goes to my Lost Sun books. So maybe I should add an option for Visara Online there. But I just want to mainly focus on the link in Raid Slayer, so I know where all those readers came from. So across the next week, I intend to almost be finished Visara Online if I can. I'll deal with the launch of Raid Slayer, though the book actually won't technically launch until around the 20th maybe. And I'll be getting Vellum and dealing with all of that type of stuff. So I think it's going to be a busy week with a lot going on. And I suppose the only other thing I'm going to be doing is hopefully getting better, because that'll be great and I'll be more productive. So with that out of the way, thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Riley's Indie Author Journey podcast. Please subscribe and share the podcast with your author friends. Have a good author week writing and selling your books. Until next time, take care.